Hey guys, welcome back to Belle's Hoyas. Today is a beautiful afternoon here in Singapore, and today I'm going to share with you guys a slightly different video. I'm going to talk about the potting mix or the media that I use for my Hoyas here. And I would just like to say that this may not be the best for everyone, but it works very well for me, at least in my growing conditions here in Singapore, which is hot and humid all year round. So we don't have any cold winters in Singapore, so it's literally like summer all year round, because we are situated right next to the equator. So I just want to share with you guys. So the potting mix that I use is very well draining, because my Hoyas are placed outdoors, as you can see, in the balcony, where it's very windy every day, and there's sometimes there are rain, thunderstorms, and they get rained on. So the media is very well draining. It's got to sort of dry off fairly quickly, and I do water them on a daily basis, because it's very hot and windy here in my area. So let me just quickly get down to the potting mix that I use, the media that I use for my Hoyas. And as you can see here, okay, so this one here is actually a commercially bought potting mix. Is you can get any brand. It's just a regular cactus potting mix, which you can see has a little bit of a perlite and just some soil. I don't find that it's well draining enough, even though there's some you can see some white perlite inside. So what I do is I would usually take 1/3 of this together with 1/3 of perlite. You can use any brand of perlite here, and pumice. As you can see, I don't have any pumice left, but this one is the one that I already mixed in the mix. These are pumice. So what I do is I will mix 1/3 of the cactus potting mix, followed by 1/3 of perlite, and 1/3 of pumice, which I would just mix together in a huge kind of container I have here. And I do quite a lot of potting and stuff, so I usually mix them in a container already, so that it's easy. I can use it as and when I need. So you can see it's a very well draining mix I have here, which I will use for most of my Hoyas. And for some Hoyas that need a little bit more kind of even more well draining or chunky mix, I would also add some this is a bark, pine bark, some loose pine bark. I would add just some into this potting mix, and that actually makes it even more well draining. And I know some people, Hoyas, some people like to use cocohusk, but for myself, my personal preference, I actually don't use coconut husk, because I feel that it tends to absorb a lot of water, and it somehow seems to attract root release. That's what I see here. So I don't really prefer a coconut husk. And in fact, I think some of the commercially bought Hoyas, like I'm just going to show an example, like for my this one is commercially bought, my patella. You can see there's some yeah, coconut husk inside, which if I report it, I would you know, get rid of that. But if it's just coming when it comes together with the original pot, sometimes I'll leave it alone if it does well. Yeah, just to share. And just a bit more of a sharing. Some people also like to grow Hoyas in sphagnum moss, and in my experience, sphagnum moss is great for Hoyas that you know, prefer to be moist more regularly, and this is great for propagation as well. So like for example, I would this one is one of my propagations. I actually propagated it in sphagnum moss, and I just keep it moist, and as you can see, it does actually very well. So I'll just leave it inside there. You know, sometimes I just leave them there if they do well. Another example would be my Croniana. Croniana is grown in moss as well. I propagated this one in moss, and it's been here for a few months already, and it's doing pretty well, so I would leave it there. Yeah, and yeah, so, and this one as well. Yeah, so I guess that's my short video about the media that I use for my Hoyas. And as I said, this is you know, this works well for myself and my growing conditions, and you could consider that you know, when you grow your Hoyas. And yeah, I guess, you know, different conditions will suit different types of media, and I just wanted to share with you guys because I've got quite a few questions, you know, from the viewers, and I hope that this will help answer some of the questions, and maybe just to touch on a point that is besides the growing media, I think the pots are quite important as well. So, you know, if it's a small pot, usually you know, this one is a 3-inch pot. Usually the media will dry out pretty quickly. So, you know, if you use a small pot, just take note that the media will dry out even quicker. And if you use a big pot, obviously the media is going to like stay moist longer. And for some of my other Hoyas, like my undulata, which you know, many already has shared that you know, it's very prone to root rot. So I've grown it in an open kind of pot, and with a very loose kind of mix, well draining. As you can see, there's pumice. I've just like loosely packed some pumice, and I even added like charcoal. You know, this kind of mix, actually I use it usually for my orchids, but it seems to do well for my undulata. Yeah, so just I'm sharing with you guys. As you can see, my orchids mix, you know, it's just more of like charcoal here. Yeah, and I guess that's it for my video about media. Oh, maybe just to share with you guys, this is one of the other pots that you know, is well draining. This plant that I bought came in originally, as you can see, is just basically charcoal and cocohusk, and this pot has a hose, so you can imagine you probably need to water this like every day, and it would dry out very quickly. So I think that this would work for a Hoya that you know, is prone to rot and needs to be you know, dried out very quickly. Yeah, so just some sharing with you guys, and thanks for coming again, and please subscribe if you like content, and I'm gonna make another video very soon about how to make Hoya flowers, you know, often, or how to make a Hoya bloom, because I think this is one of the questions that's asked as well. And once again, thanks everybody for joining me, and have a nice day. I'll see you again. Bye.